Pailay lang lang. Mau to saya ko ano, tawag sa nako ha. Tawag sa nako. Koy. Pastor Koy. Pastor Koy. Dali sa kay para magkita mo. Lakaw na ka? Am lakaw na mo ron? Ano yo? Meet mo sa agaw nimo ba? Agaw nimo. Oh. Aan? Kita na mo sa MBC.
Duga na to.
Oh, mga kan. Baka picture sa inyo. Ah, okay ra, selfie mo. Ah, nakita na mo pero katong
Duga na to.
Ito panahon.
tung wa pa ni na ordinahe, wa pa ka ma-ordinahe to.
Ordena.
Ordina ka to.
2019.
Ah. Anya ikaw kini kay murag ni pahulay ni mga usa ka ano? Pila to ka tuig imong
Tulo.
tulo ka tuig ni ko ano pahulay. May kay naka. Si Smerang. Wala na may contact sa kuan Facebook.
Naaman pero text sa rami, wala message mo.
Sige. Sumo.
I-add lang ko ka. O, i-add lang ka.
Pero kini, wa pa ni katong late no. Ohon, kasuring.
Plano lang yung may mga to ni Pastor Yuso Noglite.
Oh, sorry mo.
Kanang San Miguel.
Oh,
Nadadagang karson sa lugar ba?
San Miguel kanang lugar ni kuan?
Eh, si San Miguel.
Kanang kanang mayor Sabdaw.
Gagawin na mo.
Ay gagaw man ni Norman day. Maayo.
Karson sa kuhan.
Ah,
Kuya.
Adventist na ng buwan.
Worship ta.
Thank you po.
Ay, Allah, ang subiri pala.
Balik.
Agoy, limta na, wala na ikuan, limta naman. Isi ko katoy busy lagi. Total 30.
So di basta-basta imong journey sa MBC no kay nakaabot ka sa na.
Gawa sunod mo ko. Atong nag-roomit ba ita sa kuan?
Oh.
Naka-roommate mo?
Oo naman to, nag-roomit man sa Onyx.
Di ba sa
2001 mo to, pero gikan ako sa sanitarium nagkuan ko ato.
naka-work ka sa sanitarium?
Sa Valencia. Next year na po na, canvas. May bago tang nga libro, Curtain Home.
Kaunahay ko
Sa
dahil no.
next year, dito na po sa mga customer. Katong customer niya last year.
Puso na to niyang resibo.
Oo. Eh, kailan na siya sa guard. Tando na lang.
Puna pultak na.
Stress-stress na nga sa.
No. Sa ano ni ron?
Kasi may ibang ano.
Hindi maragdi na tamalawasan niya ba?
Magbagtas tagikan diri pa yun. At wala biyaan.
Ang hiking na da.
Ano na pultak na kung tiyan no?
Amin yan. Amin yung isa. Ano yung isa, sir?
Ice.
Ice po. Palamig.
Wala.
Ice na ice.
Naku ano eh. Ano eh. Kapil pa ni kauno ni sir? Dili na. Magani ka di kasabot.
Sir, sir, pwede po pahingi ng isa pang...
Tila ni.
Ano kuyawan.
Complete order na tayo, sir. Bali-bili lang tayo pag may
Okay.
Sige po. Thank you.
Saan ang exit dito sir?
May ibang exit dito. Takas.
Tapos kami.
Naman kanya. Ibalik bill na.
Worship ta.
Yung ano.
Thank you po.
Ay, Allah, ang subiri pala.
Balik na.
Agoy. Limta na. Wala na ikuan. Limta naman. Isi ko katoy busy lagi. Total 30.
So di basta-basta imong journey sa MBC no kay nakaabot ka sa na.
Gawa sunod mo ko. Atong nag-roomit ba ita sa kuan?
Oh.
Naka-roommate mo?
Oo naman to, nag-roomit man sa Onyx.
Saman.
2001 mo to, pero gikan ako sa sanitarium nagkuan ko ato.
Naka-work ka sa sanitarium?
Sa Valencia. Next year na po na, canvas. May bago tang nga libro, Curtain Home.
Kaunahay ko
Sa
dahil no.
next year, dito na po sa mga customer. Katong customer niya last year.
Puso na to niyang resibo.
Oo. Eh, kailan na siya sa guard. Tando na lang.
Puna pultak na.
Stress-stress na nga sa.
No. Sa ano ni ron?
Kasi may ibang ano.
Hindi maragdi na tamalawasan niya ba?
Magbagtas tagikan diri pa yun. At wala biyaan.
Sa kanya yun.
Ang hiking na da.
Ano na pultak na kung tiyan no?
Amin yun. Amin yung isa. Ano yung isa, sir?
Ice.
Ayos.
po.
Palamig.
Ice na ice.
Ako ano eh. Lapil pa ni kauno ni sir? Dili na. May gani ka di kasabot.
Sir, sir, pwede po pahingi ng isa pang...
Para kuyawan.
Complete order na tayo, sir. Libre na lang tayo pag may
Okay. Sige po. Thank you. Thank you po.
Saan ang exit dito sir?
May ibang exit dito. Takas.
Takas ka ba?
Naman kanya. Ibalik bill na.
Infrastructure and accessibility, our issue here is urban-rural divide and last-mile connectivity. Under the urban-rural divide, we often face the challenge of bridging the gap between urban areas. While urban centers may have well-equipped facilities, rural regions lack proper infrastructure. Patients in remote communities struggle to access specialized care due to transportation and limited
but also businesses of survival. And while the primordial mission of the hospital is to cure and save lives, we need to be good steward of its finances to survive and sustain its mission. And I think some of the NGO hospitals here suffer this particular predicament. The real tension becomes more evident and clearer whenever an institution is growing and expanding its network. For this reason, management is tasked with financial stewardship, accountability, and sustainability, while providers, the healthcare workers, the doctors, the nurses, ancillary services, the back-end staff are tasked with clinical excellence, ethical standards, and patient advocacy. But at the same time, care without financial discipline is obviously unsustainable. The future of healthcare requires us to see both sides and to integrate it. To lead a hospital well, you must learn to see through two different set of lens. From the management lens, particularly from the perspective of the private healthcare network, the focus is on sustainability. We worry about revenue cycles, collections, compliance, accreditation, margin. We balance affordability with competitiveness, and we answer to the board and stakeholders who expect financial stewardship and dividends. For us, the question is often, can we sustain our financial health? Will it keep the hospital survive for tomorrow and the next years? And this is particularly more pronounced in today's competitive landscape, which is characterized by hospitals' organic growth and big networks, merger and acquisition. For the healthcare providers' lens, I'm talking about the doctors, nurses, ancillary services, most of them are here, the view may be different. We have to consider the other ancillary services or procedures that can possibly be influenced by acquisition of a certain equipment. The other example that I can say is also cardiology. ECMO. Who would buy ECMO? It doesn't have any ROI because... So my call to action for all of us is this. Let us invest in leaders who can integrate management discipline and with clinical compassion. Leaders like us must lead. Let us understand both perspectives through data and dialogue. We leaders must communicate. And let us see the hospital not as a conflicting departments or division, but as one ecosystem. Because we leaders collaborate. With medical and financial excellence, we fulfill our mission to safeguard the lives entrusted to our care and the sustainability and viability of the institution we serve. Sa inyo pong lahat, hanga po ako sa inyo at ang traffic ay talagang inyong pinaglaban dahil naniniwala po kayo sa pagdiriwang ng 50th anniversary ng Philippine College of Hospital Administration. And may we continue to lead with both discipline for the future of healthcare.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, the floor is open now for questions.
Alam mo, kwento minsan doon, totoo eh. Pero ang iba doon, kwentuhan lang. Bakit nga naman, eh di sa maaaring sa ospital mo, libre pagkain yan. Naka-aircon pa. Oh. E di puro, ano to? Free board and lodging. So in that particular case, cut the loss. Cut the loss. For as long, doctor, basta provided na medically discharged na. Talk to your doctor. Pero ang hindi pa, eh, siyempre, tungkulin nating gumamot. Pero kung talagang hindi kaya, ito pa, maganda sa collaboration. Baka naman ma-refer natin sa isang government hospital.
Doctor, how about...
Hindi po ako doktor. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, napapagod na nga ako. Kasasabing daw ko doktor eh.
Yung guarantee letters, how do you address them? Kasi, syempre, marami pang dadaanan yan. Marami pa silang...
Ang kagandahan po doon, siguro ang gawin na lang doon is this, I have a elaborate social services. Talagang pinalalakas ko yon. And then I also meet with kay congressman, kay ganito, etc. Kailangan dyan, smile ka rin eh. Smile ka rin. Kung hindi, sige ka, hindi ko tatanggapin yan sa susunod. Patay ka sa constituent ko. Kailangan din, it's not something that, it's already there. Sometimes, can you refuse, this is a commitment by the mayor. Sagutin yun. O, di ang gawin mo doon, may konta ka rin. Chief of Staff, sinisingil na ako ng CFO.
Kasi ang problema natin po ay napupunta lahat, no? 147 billion kunyari kailangan natin for PhilHealth, napunta na sa MAIPIP. So yun ang tinatanong natin.
Saan napunta?
Sa MAIPIP po, guarantee letters, di ba? So, nabababaan yung PhilHealth, tumaas na yun yung guarantee letters. Kasi yun is patronage, di ba? So, ang question...
Siguro we should be selective on the letter of guarantee. We just have to be... There are some things that I think Dr. Rene can address by making a representation, but at the same time, we just have to be selective. Otherwise, we just have to play with the system. Let's face it, that is the system. You cannot fight the system. You play around the system.
Okay. Any other questions?
Any question? Ito ma'am.
Good morning.
Shake it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it down. Mention something that you belong to. You will do that with shout of let's go. Most energetic shout of let's go. Practice muna all together. 1, 2, 3, go. Basta ba yun? PCHA, 400 plus people. One more. Let's go. With excellence, please, come on. Let's go. Mga taga Mindanao muna. Let's go. O, pag regional, palakasan talaga yan. May sense of competition, di ba? One more time, mga taga Mindanao. Let's go. Mga taga Visayas. Oy. Of course, mga taga Luzon. Alright. May mga doctors in the room. Muna nilang doktor sila. Pero admin din yata sila. Kaya siguro they have identity crisis for them. One more time. Doctors in the room. Expanding from 2 to 3 years of engagement PCMC. May taga PCMC po ba? Taas ang kamay. Wala sila dito. Pero member po sila, tama po, ng PCHA. Okay, sige. Anyway, so, wala naman tayong time, kaya we cannot do some activities in our seminars. We do a lot of interactive, engaging activities, especially outdoor and indoor activities. That's enough about me. It's all about you. I have a question for everybody. My question is, very quickly, if you are to do your job effectively, in healthcare, regardless, general, with only one value, excellence or compassion, force choice, turn to your favorite seatmate. Come on, turn to your favorite seatmate. Left and right. Now, in less than 15 seconds, what is your force choice? Hindi pwedeng go.
What is your choice?
Kailangan
What
isa
is your
lang.
choice?
In one value. Let's go.
What
15
is your
seconds.
choice? Excellent. Compassion.
Okay. Alright. Daanin sa palakpakan, pumalakpak. Ang mga nagsabing ang pinili ko ay excellence. Uy. Ang mga nagsabing compassion. Wow. Mas marami yung compassion, na? And it's just naturally that we want to have or show more compassion because healthcare is all about compassion. Tama? But of course, we are also admin and managing the services, the processes, etc., etc. So we need also excellence. And the question is, how do we now create a great balance between the two? Di ba? Kasi minsan naglalaban yan antithesis kumbaga. Tama? No? Because sometimes if we focus more on precision, sometimes we forget about presence. No? And if we focus too much time in the relationship, ang makakaligtaan nyo naman dito yung results paminsan-minsan. Di ba? And yan din, di ba, naglalaban. Now, if you focus more on standards, sometimes we forget about empathy or we forget about showing empathy, etc., etc. So is it doing the right things or doing the right things for people, becoming more human? That's the great dilemma. That's the great dilemma that we have, di ba? At saka may stereotype tayo di ba? If you're so focused on excellence, is it really cold? Harsh? Huh? Will you be seen as cold, harsh, and detached? What do you think? Sometimes, but not all. Tama? Ha? Pag masyado ka naman compassion, na naman daw yung stereotype dyan. Masyadong, yun, di ba? Soft, lenient, or inefficient, na? But again, of course, some of you may say, hindi, di ba? Pwede mo namang i-balance yan. And actually, that's the formula we are trying to discover today. Di ba? So let's define. Okay? Sabi dito sa baba, can you please read all together? The first one, excellence is?
Doing ordinary things extraordinary well.
Excellence pa naman ang pinag-uusapan natin, parang mahina talaga yung ano. One more time, excellence is doing ordinary things with extraordinary well. No? Tapos yung pangalawang definition, do ordinary things with extraordinary love. So compassion and excellence, if we merge the two statements, so excellence and compassion is doing things with, or things extraordinary well with extraordinary love. There's no other way but to really merge the two. Diba? In our hospitals. Hindi naman pwedeng puro compassion. Hindi naman pwedeng puro excellence. It's really have to be both. Okay? And how do we do it? We do it by reminding ourselves, first and foremost, that we are health care providers. Okay? And we are not just health service providers. I don't have anything, or don't get me wrong, I'm okay with health service providers, but service is the manifestation, if you agree, no? Service is the manifestation or our way of expressing our care. No? So it starts with healthcare provider before we become a very good health service provider. Sabi nga sa baba, people don't care. I'm sure you've heard of this so many times. No? So sino mga naniniwala dito? People don't care how much you know, until they know how much you care. Is that something that you believe in? Yes or no? Di ba? Lalo na sa healthcare, kahit na sabihin mo gaano ka kagaling, tama? Gaano ka ka-competent, gaano ka kahusay, but if you don't have compassion, diba, sometimes people will have a hard time working with you. And how can you ripple? How can you impact the entire hospital? How can you impact the patient experience in terms of compassion if we are not also developing that culture within the hospital and our systems, processes, and practices? So we have to make sure and remind ourselves that we are healthcare providers. So let's define care or caring, di ba? So again, as I mentioned, service is our way of showing our care. So let's define first service. And I found a very simple but very effective definition of service. According to Ron Kaufman, one of the top guru of customer service in the world today. Sabi niya, service is taking action to create value for someone else. It's not taking action to create value for yourself. Iba yon. Self-service yon. Medyo may pagka-self-centered yon, no? Or self-focused. Ang totoong service daw is focus on others, creating value for others. So look at what you're doing in your hospitals. No? Maybe we can start reviewing and evaluating what we're doing and ask the questions, are the things we are doing, are our actions creating value for them? Evaluation will say, yes, as long as we are hitting the numbers, as long as we are hitting all the KPIs, our goals, etc., we are doing good. I mean, but if you're going to survey and ask our real patients of their feedback, baka it's not the same. Baka lang po, I'm just making an assumption. So you are the best person to make that judgment or to make that evaluation. Di ba? But service is taking action that will create value. It needs to be valuable to that other person. And even within your organization, within the hospital organization, as admins, are your programs valuable to your collaborators, the doctors, the nurses, the staff, etc., etc.? Do they find your programs, policies, systems valuable? If not, maybe we need to recalibrate and review and evaluate. Are we making sense so far? Are we good? Is the intention that motivates each action that creates value. It's connected to the first definition. Creates value for the other person and the emotional and mental presence behind every action. So I will just emphasize the first important word, intention. Caring is intentional. Diba? You need to be intentional in terms of how you run the hospital policy, programs, activities, rules and regulations, etc., etc. If you're really serious about creating care, compassion, and excellence into everything that we do, we need to really look at our activities and our programs, no? And we need to be intentional about it. Hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng care without being intentional, without planning for it, without doing something about it. Do you agree? Parang kulang. Kulang pa. Bebenta pa natin to, ha? So, my overview, if you are really serious about excellence and compassion, it's not enough for you to attend this convention. You really need to inculcate this into your culture. And I am going to share with you some ideas and some suggestions on how will you build 8 building blocks, no, in creating the excellence and compassion culture. Starts with number 1, strategic vision. Is excellence and compassion part of your strategic vision? Is it stated in your vision statement or philosophy statement or service statement, however you want to call it? If it's not there, it's not a priority. Nakasulat ba yan sa mga walls natin, sa mga website natin, sa mga reading materials, documents natin? If it's not there, it's not a priority for the management. Okay? Number 2, recruitment and onboarding, no? So kailangan, when we are recruiting and onboarding new members of the organization, it should be based on excellence and compassion. So again, we need to recalibrate how do we recruit, how do we find new members, how do we promote leaders in the organization based on excellence and compassion. Number 3, performance management system. Ang daming mga binanggit kanina about leadership, di ba? But of course, part of leadership is measuring performance, no? Evaluating, monitoring behaviors and performance of the people. No? And in terms of evaluating performance and behaviors, kailangan mini-measure din natin sila in terms of excellence and compassion. Sabi nga ng isang guru, if you are not measuring it, you cannot what? You cannot manage it. If you're not managing it, you cannot achieve it. Parang ganyan, di ba? So you need to measure it by performance management. Number 4, organizational communication system. It needs to be discussed every day. Excellence and compassion. Are you talking about it every day, every week, in every huddle, in every meeting, in every town hall? If it's not being discussed, then you can forget about inculcating compassion and excellence in our hospitals. Number 5, centered PSDM process, meaning excellence and compassion-centered problem-solving and decision-making process. That's the meaning of PSDM. So, how do we solve problems? How do we make decisions in the hospital? It should also be based on compassion and excellence criteria. Number 6, continuous improvement process. Number 7, role modeling, very important. As over and over, it's been mentioned here on this stage that leadership is very important. It needs to be role modeled by our leaders, top leaders in the organizations. And the last one, of course, nabanggit na rin kanina, kailangan yung mga learning and development initiatives natin. If you are really serious about excellence and compassion, should also be targeting those two values, excellence and compassion. 8 building blocks, I cannot talk about them here, I'm just giving you an overview, but if you want to really elevate excellence and compassion in your organization, you might want to look at each of these building blocks. So, let me now zoom into some specific ideas and insights, okay? So there are 2 barriers to compassion. Let me start with compassion before I go. I will end with excellence, no? So compassion and care, there are 2 barriers. Can you please talk to your seatmate 5 seconds? Can you please give 1 barrier to compassion and care in hospital setting? Come on, look at your seatmate. Come on, engage with your seatmate. Don't be shy. There are a lot of possible answers. Thank you so much. And the first one that I will talk about is time pressure. Do you agree, time pressure? Kaya minsan nakakalimutan natin mag-care. Kaya minsan nakakalimutan natin maging compassionate because nagmamadali palagi. Yes or no? Whenever I do seminars in hospitals, no, lagi sinasabi ng mga nurses, ng mga medtech, ng mga doctors, ng mga residente, etc. Lagi yan overload, di ba? Longer working hours, no? Wala nang tulugan, stress sa work, daming ginagawa, time pressure, etc., etc. Diba? And there's actually a survey or an experiment, ang tawag dito, the Good Samaritan Experiment by John Darley and Daniel Batson from the seminarians from Princeton Theological University. So, may kwento, in this experiment, theologians, yung mga subject theologians, and then some of them, or most of the theologians in the class, they are contemplating on the story, biblical story, Good Samaritan. Alam niyo po yung Good Samaritan? Yes or no? Yes. What's the core value? Nung story? Compassion. Very good. Yun yung topic natin, di ba? So it's the core value, di ba? The core lesson. Okay? So, they're contemplating on the story, the Good Samaritan, and they are tasked to give a sermon, a lecture based on the topic in the other venue. But the test is not the sermon. The test is actually lying down on the road, on the way, going to the other venue. There's somebody there, parang prank, no? Somebody there moaning in pain, shouting in pain, and they are testing if people will stop to help the person. Of course, there's a time element, time pressure. So guess what? How many stopped and how many did not stop to help the person? Ang resulta ito, yung mga binigyan ng time pressure, sadly, only 10% of them stopped to look at the person and help in different ways. Okay? Pero yung hindi binigyan ng rush or ng time pressure with time to spare, mas mataas. Na okay naman, with time to spare, we become more compassionate. Kaya lang, pag time pressure na, sabi ko sa inyo it's one of the barriers of showing compassion. In our hospitals, how pressured are your professionals, healthcare professionals, in terms of time? Because if they are saying they're always pressured in terms of time, malamang sa malamang baka mahirapan sila magpakita ng compassion in some of the instances. Okay? So what's the core insight here? Anybody may fail to act compassionately when under stress or focused on other priorities. Are we so far so good? Just checking. Yes? Okay. Tuloy lang natin. Okay? So another barrier to compassion, I think this is even deeper than time pressure. Okay? Because if you are time pressured, you will feel this, you will experience this, what we call the emotional hijack. I'm pretty sure a lot of us, if not most, or if not all, are familiar with this, the emotional hijack. So we have to talk about the brain a little bit. By education, pero huwag niyo nang tanongin, paano ako napunta dito, hindi ako natuloy sa healthcare, pero at least meron tayong konting background. Okay? So, quick brain science, emotional hijack, it starts with a trigger. Yes? So what's a trigger? Anything that happens to you can be a trigger. Correct? Napagalitan ka, nasimangutan ka, nagkaroon ng irate customer or patient, di ba? Napagalitan ka ng boss mo or your people because you are the boss, by the way. No? Napagalitan niyo yung mga tao. No? So, that's a trigger that could stimulate the amygdala or the emotional seat of the brain. Alam naman natin yan, di ba? So pag na-stress yan, nataas ang stress hormone, and mag-activate yung fight or flight response. No? And pag na-activate yan, it becomes repeated so many times, no? Naging intense, it will trigger different negative emotions like fear, anger, anxiety, that will override our rational thinking. Na-experience niyo po ba to? Yes or no? Na-experience niyo po ba to? Yes, lahat ng tao na-experience ito. Lalo na the people down the line in our organization. So, pag nagkaroon ng ganyan, magkakaroon ng cognitive impairment. This is where the problem comes in. Diba? Cognitive, ito na yung hijacked, emotional hijack. The emotions are hijacking your ability to think straight or ability to think logically. And if that happens, most of the time, magkakaroon tayo ng impulsive behavior. We will do things, say things na we will regret in the end of that particular story. Diba? Aftermath, usually hindi maganda. Going back, emotional hijack, we should teach how do we address this within the organization. If we are really talking about compassion and care. Okay? Hindi lang yun, also the individual team members in different departments, divisions, teams, we also need to empower them so that they can individually manage their own emotions, no? So that they can also learn how to address their personal, individual emotional hijacks. Yeah. Okay? So, I will give you a practical suggestion, practical framework that you can use and you can share to your leaders and your leaders can share to your staffs in your organization. So, how do we correct emotional hijack? Sabi sa baba, cultivating compassionate empathy, yun ang tawag nila. Compassionate empathy through awareness, number 1. Number 2, emotional regulation. And number 3, intentional action. So I've created the framework ABA, ABA. If you have something to take home, isa ito. Okay? So what's the first one? Pakibasa nga yung una, malakas please. Thank you so much. Awareness. So you will ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, what is happening out there? You have to get a good grasp of what's happening in a particular situation. Hindi pwedeng limited information. Hindi pwedeng limited data tapos mag-react na tayo. We need to see the big picture around us. What's happening outside or out there? It's a facts question. And then you will ask yourself the second question. What is happening inside of you? With all of those happening outside, what's happening inside of you in terms of thinking and in terms of emotions? Tama? Fear ba? Anxiety ba? Are you getting angry? Are you getting whatever? Yes? As long as you can name it, you can label it, you can... That's awareness. Start with awareness. Force yourself to ask the 2 questions. Because again, say force. Because again, if there's already an emotional hijack, it's very difficult to be logical. And asking yourself questions is logical. Correct? So you have to force yourself to ask the question. And then after that, kailangan ng emotional regulation by breathing. And there's this study in Harvard University about 478. Show of hands if you're familiar with 478. 0.001%, no? 478, anong sabi nila? Very simple to use, but very effective daw ito when it comes to regulating your emotions and also can help you down to sleep at night sa mga nahihirapan. I'm not sure kung totoo. Na? Pwede ba natin subukan? Subukan lang natin. One time. What's 478? 4 is inhaling for 4 seconds. Hindi yung abrupt, hindi yung gano'n 4 seconds kailangan, so may timing yan. Na? 1 inhale, 4 seconds, and then you have to hold your breath for 7 seconds. Ito yung challenging dito, yung holding your breath. Yung iba kasi 3 seconds pa lang, lumalabas na. So hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then you exhale for 8 seconds. Very, very slowly. Subukan lang po natin. Sit up straight. Come on, bago tayo mag-lunch, ha? Straight. Subukan natin. I will count for you. I cannot demo because I'm counting. Mahirapan naman ako. Baka himatayin tayo dito. So kayo na lang mag-demo, please. Okay? Get ready to inhale 4 seconds. Ready? What? Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tulog na. Tulog na. Effective, di ba? Effective. How was it? Seriously? Relaxing. Di ba? Relaxing. So, sabi nila, if you do it regularly, there's some health benefit to it, no? Yan. Pag emotional ka, pag may anxiety ka, tama? And then after the breathing exercise, we go to the last A. It's authenticity and accountability questions. The first question is, dahil kalmado ka na, you can answer these questions, you can questions more effectively. So the first question is, who am I? What do I stand for? Remind yourselves of your values. And I'm pretty sure if I'm going to ask each one of you here, lahat naman ng personal values natin are positive. Na? No questions about that. So you remind yourself of who you are and what you stand for. And also as an admin, as a leader in the hospital, you also have your values as a leader, correct? So remind yourself of that. And then you ask yourself the second question under A, the last A, what is my goal here? What do I want to happen? So if you're in a conversation, you're in a meeting, di ba? Na medyo na-stress ka, na medyo na-push ka, di ba? Or there's something that you didn't like, etc., etc. Di ba? Tanungin mo, what is your goal? Is your goal to get back to that particular person? Is your goal para ipakita sa mga ka-meeting mo that you are the best in the room? Is that your goal? No, I'm pretty sure your original goal is also positive. It's also productive. It's also constructive. So remind yourself of your goal while you are talking to that person. Or while you are having this town hall meeting. Why are you solving that particular problem? Why are you confronting a particular doctor? Remind yourself of your goal in that particular engagement or conversation. And the last question, pag talagang nahihirapan ka, pag talagang may mga challenges ka, is the accountability question. I will dig deeper on this. But the question is, what else can I do? In Tagalog, ano Tagalog nun? What can I do? Ingat po kayo sa tone of voice. No, dapat ang tone of voice nyo, high energy, ganito dapat, no? Ano pa kaya ang pwede kong gawin? Yan. Yan ang accountability. Hindi yung ganito ano pong magagawa ko? Iba yun. No? Iba yun. Iba ang dating nun. Iba ang impact nun sa... So kailangan high energy. No? What else can I do? Okay? Tuloy lang natin. Checking the time, tuloy lang natin. Are you still good? Yes? Sige. Tuloy lang natin. Hindi ko na inaisa-isa dito. Wala na akong ginamit na animation. I'll end with this. We are done with... Hindi pa po. May konti pa. 4 pillars of excellence. Because I'm teaching compassion, I am being compassionate about you. Kasi lunchtime na Tama? So kailangan mataas din ang sensitivity mo sa audience mo di ba? So 4 pillars of excellence. Can you please read one by one? Number 1.
Strengthen competence.
Knowledge, skills, tools. Number 2.
Encourage ownership and accountability.
Number 3.
Build a culture of continuous improvement.
Number 4.
Be model excellence.
Of course, there are more pillars, but I chose for me the most important 4. Okay? So, unang-una siya, excellence, hindi mawawala dyan yung competence. Di ba? Hindi pwedeng mabait lang siya. Hindi naman siya marunong gumamit ng microscope. Paano yun? O kaya hindi marunong mag-stethoscope. Hindi marunong kumuha ng BP. Hindi pwede yun. Kailangan may standards tayo. Di ba? That's about yan yung palalali on that. So I will skip that. And number 3, build a culture of continuous improvement. Because even if you have standards today, the standards needs to change. Yes or no? Gano kabilis ang pagbabago? Strategic planning, tama po? Minsan doon nagbabago pag may mga strategic planning. Experts are saying now that if your process, your system, your practices is not changing after a year, take note, after a year, your processes, your systems, your practices are not changing in a year, it means there's already a problem with that process or system. Why? Because of the rapid changes in your work realities and patient expectations and patient experience. No? So, ang pinakamatagal na pag-uusapan niyo yung mga changes, 1 year, kailangan palaging may continuous improvement. It should be inculcated in your culture. And the last one here, of course, palaging paulit-ulit, sinabi na rin kanina ng mga previous speakers, no? It starts from... Yes. Kasi kung anong ginagawa dito, anong sinasabi dito, yun din naman ang mag-trickle down to the entire organization. I will focus on number 2, as I mentioned. I will focus on accountability and ownership. So if you're going to do learning and development in an organization, I think this is one of the values that you need to really drill down into the heads and hearts of the people. Accountability, what is accountability? Accountability is not humility. What is humility? Humility is saying, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Is that good? Yes. But humility is not accountability. Diba? Kasi pwedeng, day 1, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Okay, we can forgive you. We can forgive you. Diba? Day 2, siya na naman, I'm sorry, it's my bad. Same person. Okay pa? Day 2? Okay pa? Yung iba, hindi na daw. Napakahigpit naman ng iba dito. Pwede ba? Pwede ba? Day number 3, siya na naman, I'm sorry. Hindi na pwede. Diba? Yes, they can admit mistakes, but we don't need incomplete accountability. We need the real accountability. Because for me, the definition of accountability is doing everything within your power, regardless of your level, staff, supervisor, head, top management, admin, etc., to deliver the desired results. A real accountable person, a real accountable organization will deliver the results no matter what. They will move mountains to deliver the result. That's accountability. So for us to appreciate accountability, let's talk about the opposite of accountability. Hulaan nyo nga, please shout it out. Ano ang kabaligtaran na word? Come on! Walang sumisigaw. Ba't ganon? Sigaw! Walang malinig. Nasabi ng iba, unaccountability. Tama. Unaccountability. The word that I would like to emphasize is what we call pakibasa. So what is victimization? It's becoming the victim of excuses. Look at the person beside you, sabihin mo, huy huwag kang pa-victim. Sabihin mo. Pa-victim. What is the behavior of a person who is pa-victim? Kawawa. Nadidinig ko lang pala yung mga first tables. No? Sa likod ka, at least nag-uusap-usap kayo dyan. Di ba? So alam natin yan. Di ba? You can see people, you can experience dealing with people na may ganito. Diba? May victimization. Okay? So, sabi ng kaibigan natin na si Jim Ron, sabi niya, can we read all together sa taas? 1, 2, 3, go. If you want
to do something,
you'll
find a way.
If you don't,
you'll find an excuse.
May Tagalog version to, mas maganda eh.
Excuse.
Ha? Kung gusto, kung ayaw, alam na alam natin yan. Pero hindi ko lang alam kung paano natin talaga dinidisplay yan. In terms of problem solving and decision making in the organization. Pero that's very true. Tama? Kung gusto, gagawa ng paraan eh. Kung ayaw, naku, napakaraming excuses. Correct? At sabi pa ni Jim Rohn dito, excuses are the nails that builds a house of fail. We don't want to be a failure. We want to be successful, di ba? So we need accountability because accountability is the winner's mindset and victimization is mindset. Okay? I'll show you a quick video, very quick, maybe less than 2 minutes, but this is the perfect example of victimization. Tested excuses. Pag pinakita ko sila isa-isa, ang gagawin nyo, please participate here. Ang gagawin nyo lang, papalakpak kayo if you are hearing this excuse sa inyong organization ng madalas, malakas na palakpakan. Okay ba? Pag di nyo masyadong natidinig sa organization nyo, huwag kayong pumalakpak. No? So we will see ano yung top answer, ano yung top excuse in the organization. Are you ready? Eto na. First excuse, ganito talaga namin ginagawa yan. Listen, okay? Number 2, hindi ko trabaho yan. May mga overhead ka pa, ha? Okay. Number 3, hindi namin kasalanan yan. Number 4, hindi ko kasalanan yan. Personal, no? Personal. Number 5, walang nagsabi sa akin eh. Yung mga sinisigaw-sigaw dito. Sinisigaw-sigaw dito. Number 6, ito naman kasi ang sinabi sa akin. Number 7, wala pang approval. Eh, sino ba nag-a-approve? Hindi ko alam, di ba? Number 8, bakit hindi mo ako tinanong? Oh. Number 9, wag akong sasihin mo, idea ni boss. Depende kung sino yung boss, ha? O pwede namang ibang manager, pwede namang hindi kayo eh. Pwede namang hindi kayo eh, kaya hindi kayo pumalakpak ha. Sige. Number 10, nakalimutan ko eh. Memory gap. Number 11, busy ako. Number 12, wala namang nag-follow up. What can you say? What's your reaction? Lahat ng 12 ay may palakpak. So it's really present in our organization, di ba? It's victimization. Okay? So, 12. Di ko na sasabihin kung ano yung favorite nyo dito, no? Pero malinaw naman. And you can categorize them into the 6 victimization levels. 6 victimization levels. Starts with ignore, deny. In the time, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Okay lang po ba? Kaya pa? Yes? Okay. So ignore, deny is the first level of victimization. You know Kodak? Yes or no? How many decades silang number 1? Kodak? 7 decades, about 7 decades, 7 years number 1. Nasaan ang Kodak ngayon? Wala na sila. Ano nangyari sa Kodak? What killed Kodak? What technology? Cellphone? Specifically, digital technology. Digital camera. Who's the first company who invented the digital camera? Iba. Pero hindi ko nadinig yung sagot. Ang sagot ay Kodak. Sila din. One engineer, Steve Sasson from Kodak, i-research na lang. Siya naka-invento ng first digital camera. Napakalaki pa ng camera. Siguro kasi laki nito yung camera. First digital camera. Pinakita sa boss. Anong sabi ng boss? That's cute. But don't tell anyone about it. Tago mo yan. Why? Because we are in the business of film. Alam niyo na, di ba? So to cut the long story short, alam niyo na nangyari, hindi nila na-take advantage yung technology. Maybe a problem of ignoring or denying the trend. Di ba? The future. And then pag hindi mo na ignore, deny, ipapasa mo na, pass the buck na yan. Tanga? Pass the buck mo na. Tapos magbe-blaming na tayo. Tapos magiging confusan tayo. Tapos cover your tail. Tapos wait and see. Parang yung dalawang tao sa escalator. At different levels. May ganyan. To the lowest ranking officer of the organization, to the highest ranking officer of the organization, it can be present. Ito yung book na sinasabi ko, Oz Principle. Diyan galing lahat ng material na to. Or at least most of them. Okay? So, anong accountability? Ano ang definition ng accountability? Can you please read all together? Mahaba-haba lang. 1, 2, 3, go! A personal choice to rise above one's circumstances and demonstrate ownership necessary for achieving desired results. And I will summarize it by, again, going back to that question earlier. What else can I do? Diba? Yun na naman talaga, it boils down to that. If you encounter a barrier, if you have an excuse, kulang kami sa tao, kulang kami sa system, kulang kami sa consultant, kulang kami sa doctor, kulang kami sa nurses, kung ano pang mga problem natin, barriers, excuses natin, always ask yourself, regardless of our situation today, what else can I do? What else can we do. Yung mga questions niyo po kanina, sa first two speakers na inabutan ko, you can also apply the same question, di ba? Brainstorm with the people that you think who can help you. Brainstorm, meet with them, and ask the main question, what else can we do to make sure that we show compassion and excellence? Simple lang pala ang steps to accountability. See it, own it, solve it, and do it. In other organizations, I help them create behaviors or behavioral indicators of the four. What are the behaviors that everybody needs to take and do under see it? Kasi it needs to be a behavior. It needs to be a guide for everybody, di ba? How do we see it? What do we do when we see it? Yan. Ano yung ownership, no? How do we operationalize ownership in the organization? How do we do problem solving in the organization? And of course, again, the definition of accountability is, it's not accountability if there's no result. So you have to do it. You have to be able to deliver the desired result. Okay? 4 pillars of excellence. I just touched on one, but you can do more. Because you are the leaders of our hospitals. No? You are the leaders in the room, and decisions are made by the people in the room. Okay? So wrapping up, again, if you're serious about excellence and compassion, don't forget the 8 building blocks, and I will leave you with this definition. Excellence and compassion in the healing mission is the commitment of every healthcare worker to deliver the highest standard of care, while honoring the human experience, showing care and compassion. It is the integration of clinical mastery and heartfelt service where competence meets kindness, precision meets presence, and healing attends not only to the body but also to the dignity, fears, and hopes of every patient. In short, we can do this. We can integrate both compassion, care, and excellence in everything that we do. We just have to start today. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for engaging with me. Appreciate you listening. Thank you.
Ha? Wala. Wala. Darwin.
130.
Darwin wala. Dito sa sentro, no? UN to, UN.
Opo, UN po.
Mag-video ako, Ray. Merong akong YouTube account na Rooftop Ministry. Rooftop Ministry. Ikaw, mahilig ka din mag-vlog?
Plano ko yan, sir.
Ah,
Plano ko mag-vlog about naman sa mga passenger, yung mga ang gusto kong content yung mga foreigner. Sa kasi puro foreigner yung pasahero, lalo pag galing terminals.
galing ka. Marami. Nakarating nga rin ng ibang bansa.
Ako po? Wala pa po. Dito pa lang po sa Metro Manila.
Pasyal ka. Pero may passport ka naman.
Wala pa rin po.
Magkuha ka ng passport. Marami namang kaso lang may 3 anak ka, no?
Opo.
Talagang
Hindi, konting tiis pa po. Pag-graduate ko lang yung 2 kong babae. Konting tiis pa. Bata-bata pa naman pa po tayo eh.
20 pang edad mo?
30 pa po.
Bata ka pa, nag-asawa na?
Opo. Ilang taon na po yung panganay ko, 13.
Yung mga rallyista.
Ayun na.
Sigaw na nila ng ibagsak si Juan Marcos.
Sila magawa sa buhay nila.
At saka kuan din,
Uy.
ito kasi
Tayo.
Dito talaga no, kahit dyan lang sila nag-standby sa tabi ng daanan no.
Opo.
Iglesia ni Cristo, ang dami no.
Dami po talaga. Dami din talaga nila eh, no? Sir.
Mm.
Pero believe din ako sa kanila eh. Talagang sama-sama sila eh.
Oo. At dahil sa kanila, ang leader ang sinusunod. Sinusunod nilang leader. Si Kuan Manalo.
Opo.
Kilala mo si Manalo?
Opo, opo.
Si Felix Manalo.
Ayun, shipping mo sir, gandito.
Mm. Yung halos daw sa mga hotel diyan na
Sila nakabook.
na ano ng iglesia.
3 araw kasi sila eh, ngayon eh. So hanggang Sunday, hanggang Tuesday.
Booking na nila kalahati daw sa Manila Hotel. Pero mo yung Manila Hotel mga 6,000 ang pinaka mura nga kuan,
Room.
6,000 per night. Ang pinakamura lang 'yan.
Ang may-ari na lola ng ano ko eh, kaibigan ko eh.
Ayun kan. Si Yap ang may-ari niyan.
Opo, lola ng kaibigan ko.
Chinese. Ang Chinese, malaki ang population nila.
Ay, opo.
Mga bilyon din. Umabot ng bilyon.
Pero pag babae sa Chinese, parang walang ano sa kanila eh, no? Sir? Ang inaano talaga nila, mga lalaki.
Oh, dahil may 3-child policy sila. Pag umabot ng 4 ang anak mo, kukunin na sa gobyerno.
Pag sumobra na po?
Yung noon nga, may panahon na sa Tugigaraw, wala namang mga NPA doon, no?
Wala naman.
Wala ring Muslim, walang Muslim doon. Mga Islamic, wala.
Wala naman.
Hindi ka pa nakabasa ng Bible.
Actually, sir, nung bata ako, kasi yung lola ko po, sa simbahan po.
Doon nagtrabaho.
Ano po? Nung, alam na, grade school, yung boy pa lola ko.
So nag-Bible sa bahay ninyo?
Opo, meron po.
Ano, Catholic Bible?
Opo, Catholic.
Makapal?
Oo, yung mga makakapal po yun.
Ilocano yun? Cebuano, Tagalog.
Tagalog po, Tagalog.
Malaki itong hotel, no? Mega World, no?
Opo. Yung mga ginto. Ginto check-in dyan.
Dito tahimik talaga sa Philippines. Hindi kagaya sa Israel. Kawawang Israel, maraming kaaway. Mga Arab, yung mga Palestinian. Kaya walang hinto ng barilan doon, yung digmaan. Mga missiles na ang pinapalupad ngayon, pinapalipad.
Hindi na uso yung ano sa'yo, mga combat.
Oo, di na uso yung espada.
Ano na ngayon, missile na.
Noon, pintik lang, tirador lang ang gamit ni David. Yung pinatay niya si Gulayat.
Isang pindot na lang, mura mapa.
Oo. Ngay, larga na mo sa gay.
Oh, marami. Ayaw mo
Dili,
si ha.
Oo, larga na mo.
Okay. Kita na sunod.
Ayaw.
Hello everyone, good evening. For the flight deck, it's your captain speaking. My name is Paulo, and together with me first and your crew, led by Rico, we have Ange, Aloy, Jan, and Franz. It is our pleasure going on board this flight of 5J959 bound for Davao. We are just wrapping up some boarding procedures, and once that is done and all cargo has been loaded, we can close the doors. And in the meantime, while waiting for our flight time is approximately 1 hour and 30 minutes.